I like to see it against Crawford. I like to see it against Benavidez.
Look, guys, it's Marco Ramirez, and he's back again. You know, Marco Ramirez's goal in life is to prove that I'm a Crawford fanboy. The problem is, Marco Ramirez looks at titles and does not listen to videos. Either that or he does not listen very well. What's kind of ironic, we only have these issues when we're talking about Mexican fighters. The last time this dude popped up, by the way, I think this dude's a content creator, but we'll go with Marco Ramirez. The last time this dude popped up is when we were talking about Canelo, and he did not listen to that video as well. This dude is not a real boxing fan. He's a boxing fan of race. If they're his race, he likes them. If they're not, he don't. And the reason a lot of these dudes have problems with Crawford is because he challenged Canelo. Now, Bozy Ennis is the one that said that Virgil Ortiz is not ready for Crawford. My stance on that was, I don't care. We want to see the fight. We want to see Virgil Ortiz against Crawford. We want to see Jerome Boots Ennis versus Crawford. We want Teofimo versus Crawford. I didn't want to hear no excuse after the fight. I want to hear, well, those guys wasn't ready for Crawford or Crawford got old. That was my stance, if you listen to the video. If I was really a Crawford fanboy and didn't think Crawford could do any wrong, I would pick Crawford to beat Canelo. But what was my stance on that? I picked Canelo to knock out Crawford. Make it make sense. So to me, the only one who's a fanboy and has an agenda is Marco Ramirez. Clearly, he stays on a pair of nuts. But with a pair of nuts in his mouth and writing stupid comments, he's a very talented fanboy. Marco, you enjoy those nuts and have a great day.
Do you have hope of rekindling the relationship? You believe that you know, after his fight with Edgar Berlanga, that you can sit down and hopefully make something happen?
He want to connect after his fight.
After the fight, okay.
But the Canelo situation is strange. I explain it a lot, and maybe this is the last time I explain.
Okay.
We are talking with him for a long time now, for around 4 months, to doing big fight with him, okay?
What would your top next fights be for Crawford away from Canelo?
I don't think Crawford will fight anyone except Canelo.
Okay,
This is my
wow.
opinion.
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Now, listening to this interview by Stomping Ground, this is from Stomping Ground, that interviewed Prince Turki Alashikh. Now, listening to this interview, I had no idea him and Canelo was talking for 4 months. He said him and Canelo were working together to put on big fights. And the fights he's interested in is Crawford versus Canelo, then Canelo versus Benavidez. And according to him, Canelo wants to talk after the Berlanga fight. Now, this is according to Turki Alashikh. We haven't heard anything from Canelo, and we probably won't because Canelo is focused on beating Berlanga first. But after that, they're supposed to talk about putting on the Crawford versus Canelo fight. And when it came to this, I always was on Canelo's side. I thought Turki Alashikh should have waited to approach Canelo after the Berlanga fight. Canelo is right, one fight at a time. He wants to focus on beating Berlanga before he negotiates another fight. And that's where the lines got crossed. Because Turki Alashikh's used to getting his way, doing things when he wants to do them. So does Canelo Alvarez. So we'll see what happens after the Berlanga fight. As far as Crawford goes, I always thought if Crawford cannot get the Canelo fight, which I'm against anyway, but if he does not get that fight, he should become undisputed at 154. Fedora and Backram should be his targets. But if he cannot get that, the next available big fight opponents are Virgil Ortiz, Jerome Boots Ennis, and Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo does a lot of talking. He's still at 140. Boots is still at 147. Eddie Hearn does not seem like he's interested in that fight right now. Even though people are calling for it, Boots is staying at 147. He wants to unify. So the next option for Bud, Golden Boy is kind of sketchy too. I know Oscar De La Hoya wanted Virgil Ortiz to fight the winner of Bakram and Tim Tszyu. Hopefully at Tim Tszyu. That's the fight Oscar wanted. And then you heard Virgil Ortiz after the fight calling for the Spencer Fedora winner since he's a WBC mandatory. Now, if Virgil Ortiz decides to scrap all his plans and say, you know what, I'll fight Terence Crawford next. I'm daring to be great. I want to fight him next. Then Crawford should fight Virgil Ortiz or he should retire because that's the only thing that's available to him. But the thing is, Prince Turki Alashikh says that is his opinion. He hasn't approached Terence Crawford with the fight yet, so we don't know really what Crawford is going to say. So my opinion is I cannot call him a duck yet because he hasn't been offered the fight. I think everybody's waiting to see what the face of boxing does, which is Canelo Alvarez. He's the first shoe to drop. Whatever he does, I think all the other dominoes will fall after that. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. JBZ, I'm gone.